Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just jump right off into the news tonight. There are a lot of hot topics we want to talk about, including the Korean conflict that is impending or imminent or maybe worse. We also want to talk about the Democrats not supporting a 20% cut in the corporate tax proposed by Donald Trump. This is going to be a hell of a tax battle, and I believe that we need to get the healthcare reform first. A lot of the experts are talking about if we do the tax cuts first and then we do the healthcare reform first, it's going to affect the healthcare in a negative way. So we want to go ahead and do the healthcare first. But there's supposed to be a major announcement coming this week by the president's administration on both. So we'll just go ahead and see how that works out. I want to retract a statement I made in yesterday's video. I made an announcement that Donald Trump was having an emergency meeting with all 100 senators to discuss security and North Korea, and that it was an emergency meeting. I made the announcement that it was supposed to happen yesterday. I'm sorry, I want to retract that. Apparently, this meeting is supposed to happen tomorrow, Wednesday, April 26th. Today is April 25th. So I just want to say that because it's real important, and if I just tie these headlines in together for you, you'll understand why. First of all, let's back the story up a little bit and talk about the Korean conflict that happened back in the 1950s. The conflict started on June 25th, 1950. We had a draft. We had the draft soldiers for this, and the ceasefire was essentially signed on June 27th, 1953. So for 3 years, we fought this conflict, and we're basically still under a ceasefire. So technically, we're still engaged in this conflict. All right? Now, over there in Japan, there's been a large spike in nuclear shelters that are placed under homes and radiation air purifiers in the wake of this news of the tensions rising between the West and North Korea, and South Korea and Japan being right there in the middle of it. So, man, hey, I wish I was in the bomb shelter business over in Japan right now, because they got more work than they can handle, man. These things are not cheap either. Apparently, they run about $16,000, the equivalent of. Okay, so if this conflict happens, China and Russia have major concerns about refugees that would be flooding from North Korea. And so China and Russia have both massed troops on their borders bordering North Korea. It's a major development. And, they say that China might be using this North Korean deal to try to get some leverage with the Americans by saying, hey, we'll back you on this, we'll back you on that, and then we'll send some troops over there to the border to make it look like we're pumped up, but you need to trade with us, Well, recently, China has stopped buying coal from North Korea. They would much rather buy it from the Americans now. So we're shipping boatloads of coal over to China right now to help prop up their energy, because they are basically running on coal, solar power panels that they're putting up everywhere, and reducing their oil intake. But it's just what it is over there right now, China. Now, the UN Security Council, right? Let's talk about the UN Security Council met today at the White House, and our representative is Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley, the president of the UN Security Council, rotates every month. This month, Nikki Haley is the president of the UN Security Council. Now, the voting members of this UN Security Council are the United States, Great Britain, France, China, and Russia. Okay? Now, there are 15 members, but there's also members that don't vote. And those include Egypt, Japan, Senegal, Bolivia, Ethiopia, Italy, Kazakhstan, Sweden, Ukraine, and Uruguay. These are also members of the UN Security Council. However, they are non-voting members. Now, this was a meeting. I'm sure that the mainstream media called it ambassadors to the United Nations. They were UN Security Council members, and you've got to kind of put this picture together. Recently, we've been dealing with China on trade. We had some special meetings with China. China owns a lot of our debt. They buy our debt down every month and have been doing it for a long time. So we met with China. Now we've got this UN Security Council meeting happening. Donald Trump made a phone call to Angela Merkel. Ivanka Trump is over there meeting with Angela Merkel. They're having a special insider meeting. And we've got this all 100 senators to attend this special secret, no media allowed type meeting tomorrow on North Korea and security. We also have this Operation Gotham Shield happening in the New York, New Jersey area. We've stepped up our military presence in South Korea and the Gulf over there to include Japanese warships. Now, some people are still under the assumption that the treaty that the Japanese signed at the end of World War II prevents them from taking aggressive action in any type of conflict. They can only act in a defensive mode. But that's contrary to popular belief. If you're a Barack Obama fan and you followed what he did, he released Japan from that part of the treaty that they signed at the end of World War II as a part of their surrender. So Japan is allowed to take offensive actions in military conflicts right now, and they're also obligated to support the allies who defend them if they are attacked. So you see how this works? This is why the Japanese have warships in the area, and this is why their citizens are preparing. In South Korea, there's been public service announcements to prepare in the event of this coming military crisis for the civilians. This is a big deal, people. This is a big deal. It's far gone from Panetta when he said, yeah, if we want to go to war, we'll just talk to our allies, maybe go to the UN, and then we might just tell Congress about it, maybe, but we'll just go in, And back then, Senator Jeff Sessions was highly upset that John Panetta would have said something like that, But right now, that's exactly what they're doing. If they're not discussing this in great detail at the moment. So let's just hope that all the details get worked out in the event of a North Korean aggression. And in this wake of the ominous message that came out, Trump, April 26th, Trump, April 26th, and all the different events that are happening right now kind of lead to a major event coming down in the next 24 to 48 hours. So Keep your eyes peeled, stay safe, and one more final note. I have a PayPal account. If you want to support this channel and continue to see badass videos, then if you want to get more better quality content in the future so that I can procure some better equipment or whatever, I just want to build this channel and make better quality content and continue to give you content. So if you want to support this channel, I have a PayPal account. The link to the PayPal account is in the description below. Look for it down there in the description. PayPal me, man. Send me some money. We'll work on getting some better videos, some better equipment. Become a regular supporter of Johnny Jet Rod, and we'll bring you high quality content, the likes you've never seen before, in the coming days, weeks, and months with your support. So, subscribe to my channel, share this report, give me a thumbs up, make a comment in the section below, and PayPal me, man. Thank you.